Hey everybody. Now, I guess this is a follow-up to the video that that was last put up on the channel, and I apologize so very much that there hasn't been a lot of content out there on the channel for the last, I guess, couple days. Actually, this last week, in fact, just because everything was so busy this week, because I was graduating this week, and there was just so much going around with that I barely had any time to myself. Which isn't a bad thing when graduation comes around. It's just a different thing that happens, and it's just change, you know. Change is always something that people don't look forward to, especially for me. I didn't even know if I was coming back to the school that I was currently attending. I was originally planning on going to an early college program to see if that would work out, and it just wasn't the right setting for me. Holy crap, this lighting. But it just, now I look orange. That'll have to do. Anyways, I just wanted to take the time to make this vlog as a follow-up to my previous video about how things were changing and how everything went. So I guess Saturday, which was yesterday by the time you're seeing this, I'm uploading it right after I film, it was the day I graduated from high school. Yay! And so it was, I don't know if the right word is surreal, a surreal feeling. It was just a feeling of kind of contentness and not really happiness, but it was very bittersweet. I think I'm going to repeat a lot of things that I said in the first part when I uploaded that, whenever that was, Thursday I think it might have been. But it was just, it was everybody in the class. They were all in their caps and gowns and stuff. And like, my graduating class had what, 11 people in it, and it just gave the teachers a little more time to speak into our lives personally. Like, they made videos for us, telling us what they think was in store for us and stuff like that. They were just really kind, and they spoke into our lives, and you know how great kids we were and stuff like that. But it's just, as you're sitting in that chair, waiting for your name to be announced to get the diploma, it's kind of where, when you watch your classmates and yourself, it's like where you're looking back on the memories that you had, especially when valedictorian and salutatorian were giving their speeches. All the memories that have been created, not only the last year of senior high, but the 3 years prior to that, freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior. I mean, most of us have been together for a very long time, and even if we haven't, it feels like we have. I know it sounds really, really cliche to say, but it's the feeling of having a community so tight. Since we are an 11-person senior class, it gives more that personable feeling opposed to when you're graduating with maybe 300 kids. Now, I'm not saying that's bad or you don't have community within that, because I'm sure everybody has their own community within a community, but our community as a whole, as a class, was just all of us. And of course, this is what I told them on the day of, like, since they've been a part of my life, I've known some of them since I was in 7th grade, since 7th grade, that's when I transferred to that school. Since I've known some of them that long, it's like they have legitimately become family with me. And that's what I told them. I said, you know, you guys, I've been with you guys so long, you've helped mold me into the person that I am today. And if any of them are watching this right now or whenever they decide to watch it, I just want to say a big thank you to my class, senior class of 2016. I know there's a lot of them, but to the one specifically I'm talking to, you know who you are. I just want to thank you so much. There's just so many things that could have gone wrong. I don't know, if I hadn't been a part of the community I was in. There was nothing wrong with the school I was going to currently. It was a bigger school. There were just a lot of kids, and I just couldn't find that place where I fit in. But when I transferred to this other school, it's where I really meshed with people. And of course, things changed. People come and go throughout the years, but as it went on, we lost some kids and we gained some kids. And then junior year, it was pretty solidified who was going to be the next year. I mean, we couldn't have known that we would have gained or lost more kids. Like, that's just the way it goes. but we did get a new kid in our class our senior year. He was a joy to be a part of our class, and there are just so many stories from that senior year when we went to Elish's for physics night, when he wrote his own song for graduation. It was a beautiful song. He played it at the Creative Arts Night and at our graduation. There are just so many things that, I don't know, I want to say that I wish I could say, and I guess the words in my head just aren't formulating. I'm the kind of person who, it's kind of hard for me to express my feelings through words. I'm a better writer than I am speaker, but it's just a feeling of not, I guess in a way, loss. Of course, you're losing something that you've become comfortable in. Become comfortable in, for me, I guess, more than the 4 years of high school. And being thrust upon the world into a new setting, I think it's all going to be different for us in a way. People are going out of state, staying in state, keeping in contact, trying to keep in contact. But it's all going to be a new experience, and it's going to push ourselves out of our comfort zone that we were in into a new setting that's going to be good for the individuals that are graduating, good for me. I'm taking some classes at a community college to get my general education out of the way, maybe taking a computer class or two on the side, and hopefully deciding what I want to do from there, wherever I want to go to university. That's the plan, I hope. While I continue working, getting that work experience. But up there on that stage, it was hard not to let the emotion overwhelm you. Since we had a class full of emotional people, doesn't mean it was all like bad drama, stuff like that, but we are a group of heartfelt people, and a lot of, I know at least the parents were, of course parents are going to cry, but there were a lot of people who came out for us, and it made the 11 of us feel like loved, and it just made us feel like we might have had some kind of impact on the people around us, the lower classmen. That's something that was very important to me, to have some kind of impact on the lower classmen. I mean, not in the terms of like, alright, we're seniors marching down the hall, we're gonna beat up all the freshmen, we're gonna stuff them into the lockers that are about that big. That is not what I'm talking about. It's something that I set for myself as a little 7th grader, 12-year-old, that I wanted to be the best senior I could be to the lower classmen, and even the middle schoolers, because it is a school where it's 6th grade through senior. And I just remember my 7th grade year, there was a class that was really nice to us, that encouraged us, and it just tried to be our friends. And that's something that I really aspired to, and that's something that I really wanted to leave. I wanted to be, I guess, remembered as somebody. I mean, they don't even have to remember my name. I just want to be remembered as the guy who was nice to people. I wanted to be remembered as the guy who made people laugh. Not in a bad way, as things that we shouldn't have done, things that were inappropriate, stuff like that. It was genuinely funny things, genuinely encouraging things, genuinely excitable things that maybe that they haven't experienced from an older individual that potentially has some kind of influence in their life. And that's what my hope was when I left this school. I even heard from some people that they were sad to see us go, and of course I'm sad to leave them. I made friends, and I don't want to leave them, but it'll be good for not only the senior class, but for the juniors in the school to take our place as the role models of the school, as the people who are going to impact those that I may or may not have impacted. It's just a cycle of knowing the individual you are, and I guess finding out who you're gonna be, or at least trying to figure it out, because I don't have it figured out all the way. I mean, look at me now. I don't know if that made any sense, but I think a few of you will understand what I'm trying to say. But I've heard that our class, it wasn't special, but it was. It was special to me, it was special to people, but it wasn't we weren't anything extraordinarily magnificent, I guess. I guess that's the way to explain it. But we were people who loved each other, who loved the others around us, and it was nice to see see that everybody cared. Not necessarily about everything. I mean, sometimes we didn't care about homework, about our class, about what we were doing after school, but we cared about each other and cared about our relationship. But of course we had our differences. Of course we got into fights. I mean, it's a class of 11 people stuck together for however long of school we have, a whole year, and even some team before that. And of course we'll have our differences, but no family is functional without their differences. No family can be perfect without the fights, without the conflict, the conversations that come from that. Those things are the things that bring people together, and that's something that is really super important. I've actually said a lot in this vlog, and I didn't know it was all going to come out like this, but it's over for me. Wow, that sounds really dark, but the journey of my education from preschool all the way up to senior high is now over. That is a closed chapter in my life. It's like a book, just like everybody says. Everybody gives you advice about your senior year. Everybody gives you these cliche answers. Do your homework, get together with friends, and so. At the time, you hear it maybe as a junior, maybe as an early senior. I know I did this as well, and they said, do your PSAT, ACT, SAT. Yeah, that's cool. I'm not into testing. I don't like testing. I'm bad at testing, but it doesn't mean procrastinate. Because that's what I did, and that wasn't, I guess, the wisest decision. But all the cliche answer, or some of the cliche advice, maybe some of the most important. Like, be with your friends, enjoy high school, don't wish it away. Those are the things that I couldn't stress enough when I was telling people. If they said, how do you feel? I said, I don't know how it is, it's bittersweet. And like, we even had this time during school where we all gathered, and the seniors were up there on the stage, and the lower classmen got to speak into our lives as well as we got to speak into theirs, and we just got to tell them, try to give them some kind of advice. And a lot of it's still cliche, but it's so very true. Be yourself. You don't have to act like anybody else to get people to like you, because I know it can be harder in different situations, but at least in the small community, small 6th through 12th community of around 60 people, if that, be yourself. You have nothing to hide. I mean, I don't know. It was a good experience for me going through school. No matter how many times I said I didn't like school, I don't like testing, homework sucks. It's all these different things that I could make bad out of it, all these complaints. But at the end of the day, is all that complaining really worth the tainting of a memory that you will remember forever? Not if you want to, you will remember this forever. You will remember your last year of high school. You will remember the things that led up to that. You will remember what and who the people who shaped you at that moment. It's all connected, and that is something very powerful, and it shouldn't be taken lightly. So whenever somebody tells you the cliche advice, be yourself, or don't wish you were high school away, because I know there are some people who do, maybe I even did it, I'm sure I even did it, but it's something where I would say, take it one day at a time, savor everything. Something that you're complaining about or could be looked at bad, try a different angle. Could this really be something that could be helping you in a way, even if it's difficult? Could it be something that is going to make you a better person? Or is this an uncomfortable situation that's going to make you a new friend? It's all that accumulated up to, you're never going to not regret something if you do it. The only thing bad that could happen is something uncomfortable, but you're never gonna regret talking to that person. You're never gonna regret trying to be friends with that one person. You're never gonna regret trying to be friends with your class. You're never gonna regret graduating with that class if you make the effort. In high school, you're going to put the effort in. What you put the effort into, you're gonna get out. So whatever you want to put in to your last year of high school, I wish I would have known this earlier. Man, there's so many things I wish I could have known earlier. If I would have put more effort into not only my schooling, my effort to school, it's what I would have gotten now. Of course, still think I got amazing relationships, amazing teachers. We had teacher mentors, stuff like that. It was just amazing. But like, I don't know if it's just like whatever you put in, you're gonna get out. And I would just say, with all my heart, whatever you're doing and whatever your passion is, if it's school, if it's a hobby, but especially if it's school, like, I know it can't be pleasant sometimes, and I know that sometimes it just doesn't go that way, but try to make the best of it. Another cliche answer, but just from my experience, I've learned that should be something, I guess, in the back of your mind, something that should be pressing on your mind. It's very important. So I just wanted to say, wow, this turned into like a whole like life high school schooling advice session. But I just think it was a good way to express my feelings, because I haven't actually talked to really anybody about anything yet. I've just been chewing on it mentally, and I will continue to chew on it. So wow, I've talked myself out. I think I'm out of things to say. Right as after I shut off this video, I bet I'll think of something else. But anyways, I would just take advantage of what you have, take it a day at a time. And I think make the best of who you are and what you are at this moment. So I think that's all I have to say. So I thank you guys so much for watching. As always, I will see you guys in the next one.